YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. Of course, you already know it's your girl Kalisha Janae, and of course, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can get a notification every time I drop a video. This video today basically is going to teach you how to make a flyer on Canva. I'm going to show you how I made one of my Valentine's Day flyers so you guys can just follow along with me. So I'm going to get into it. Basically, I'm going to show you guys how I made this flyer. So I'm not going to go through the whole rundown with how to use everything on Canva, but I'm going to show you how I made this flyer. So hopefully it'll teach you something new or, add on to what you already know with Canva. So we're going to get right into it. So I already had a blank template already saved. So we're going to get right into it. So first, with the flyer, and you guys, the flyer is going to be on the thumbnail, so you guys will see it, basically what I'm about to do now before I start. And then I'll add it in the end. But first, I'm going to change the background of this flyer. So what you do is, I'm going to change the color. So right now it's white. So what you do is just click the white flyer, click the rainbow spin wheel, the background color. And I already know what pink I want to use, so I'm just going to type it in. Okay. So we're going to go with this pink right here, this little pretty soft pink. It's not too loud. And then when I start all of my flyers, I always change the background color. And then, of course, I put my logo on the flyer. My logo goes on any flyer that I make. So to add your logo, you will go to the sidebar right here and go to uploads, and you will upload your logo, but mine is already saved in here, so give me a second to find it. It's right here. Okay, so there's my logo. And I normally it depends. Sometimes it just depends on what type of flyer I'm making, but normally I put my logo right at the top. I'm gonna size it down a little bit and focus it right there. So boom, we got a pink flyer and we have the logo so far. So the next step would be to add the text. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm actually pulling up the flyer on my phone. Okay, so the next step would be to add the text. So whenever you want to add text, you would just go to the sidebar again, click text, and then I'm going to go with the sparkle. And before I change the color or the font, the color or the size, I normally go ahead and put in what I want it to say. And we're going to put Valentine's Day sale. So we are going to change the color. Well, let's change the size first. So I'm going to drop it down to 117. And then also one thing that I love about Canva, so if I want to change the color of something, so if I want to change the color of this Valentine's Day sale, I would click right here, this A with of course the yellow already under it, and it's yellow obviously because of it's yellow on the flyer. But you would click it, and one thing I love about Canva is it pulls the colors that are already in your flyer, so you can kind of correlate and match the colors together. So I'm going to choose this pink right here. And then I'm also going to move this up some. I'm going to move my logo up a little bit more. So boom, we're off to a good start. So after I do that, then I'm going to add a heart in the middle of the flyer. So I will go back to the sidebar again, go to elements, and pretty much all of my stuff that I've recently used is in the recently used, but to find the heart, you would just go to lines and shape and see all, and there's the heart right there. So I'm gonna put the heart right there. I'm gonna make it a little, do I want it to be bigger? Let's see. No, this is a good, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. So boom. Now I'm going to change the color of my heart by clicking the heart going to this color box right here, y'all, my words. And I'm gonna change it to I'm gonna change it to like it's kind of like a brownish color. And I'm just gonna go ahead and type it in because I already know what color. Oops. So it's not like really a brownish color, more so of a nude color. I don't know why I said brown, y'all. So now this is what the flyer looks like so far. So now I'm gonna add text in my heart. So I'm gonna go back to the sidebar, go to text, and we're gonna use pretty much these right here. I mainly use the middle one. It's all about your sizing, but of course you can always change your font size, but I just use the middle one. And we are going to add, like I said, we're gonna type in what we wanted to say before we start changing stuff. So 14% off entire website. And then I'm using code VDAY. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight all of this, and we are gonna change it to, we're gonna change it to 37.8, and we're also gonna change the font to, I like to use Inten. So you can play around with the fonts. Canva has a lot of fonts, but I'm gonna use Inten. And then also I'm gonna change the color of all this. So I'm gonna go to the color, the A with the color under it, the color line under it. And I'm gonna choose this bright pink again. And then I'm gonna add an effect to it because this right here so far, like you don't want too much pink. And that's my personal opinion, but I'm gonna show you guys. Like I said, I'm showing you guys how to make this flyer. So anything that I use that you don't know how to use, you can hopefully add it to what you already know with Canva. And I also have Canva Pro, by the way. So we're gonna go to effects, and then we are gonna use the hollow effect. So just something a little different, you know, a little different. So make sure it's lined up right. And then I'm gonna add another part for some more words, and we are going to put excludes any wholesale orders valid until 2/15. So like I said, I have my words in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and change all of this. This is gonna be white. This is gonna be white. And then let me also change this, drop this down some. Let's see if I like that. Yes. And then also, as you see, this white looks boring, so I'm gonna add a little outline to it. Y'all, what is going on with my mouse? So I'm just gonna go to effects, and we're gonna add a shadow to it. And so I added a shadow to it. You can't really see it because it's white, as you see the shadow color right here. So I'm gonna click this box to change the color. I want it to be that hot pink. So boom, there we go. That looks so much better. So now after we do that, I'm gonna add an image to this flyer. So I'll go back to the sidebar, go to my uploads, and then scroll up, and I'm gonna use this picture. So I have the picture on right here. And with this picture, I didn't do a whole lot of, I didn't clean it up. I didn't really clean it up how it needs to be cleaned up. So we're just gonna hide this. You see all this mess right here. We're gonna hide this and move it over like that. And we're just gonna resize this. So I'm just gonna crop it down a little bit. Just like this. Crop it down a little bit more. So boom. So far, this is what our flyer is looking like. Looking very good. So now I'm going to add some more text by going over here, going to text. Let me drag this down. And on my flyers, I always put my logo and my website. So go ahead and add dustofjanae.com. And that is my website. If you're new to my channel, go check out my website. Vegan and cruelty-free cosmetics, bonnets. We have 30 plus different lash styles. We have everything. So go check out my website. So we have the website right here, and we're gonna go ahead and change the color. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did for this, the whole white with the pink outline. So let me size it down some more. I think that's good enough. And then go right here to white. Do I want to do white or do I want to do this one? Okay, I like that better. And then we're just gonna go to effects, go to shadow, and then go to the hot pink again. And we're gonna put this right here. And I'm gonna drag her down some. I don't like this down here at the bottom, so drag that down some. So now I'm gonna add basically a transparent iPhone with a screen recording of my website. So we're gonna go right here. So to uploads, the sidebar, go to uploads, and then go to videos, and this is my screen recording right here. And you see it's already playing. Like, that's my screen recording. I'm gonna go ahead and tilt it. My iPhone went away, so we're gonna go ahead and size this up first so that it'll fit in the phone. So let me see, slide it over here. So we're just gonna do it like that. And then I'm gonna go back and pull that phone. So like I said, you're just gonna have to keep on doing this part over until it basically just fits. You just have to keep on resizing. And make sure whatever you're working on in Canva, like say if I was working on this, I would click it and make sure it has a blue box around it. I would click this, make sure it has a blue box around it. I would click like anything you're working on, make sure it has a blue box around it, because you don't want to mess around and do the wrong thing. But you can always, if you make a mistake, you can always go up here and go back. You see how it's moving that phone? So, and then if you don't want to go back, you know, you feel like you don't like it, you want to go back forward, you can press this arrow right here. We're gonna go ahead and size this phone so that it can fit. Like I said, y'all, this is the tricky part because like you don't want any of the corners or anything showing. So this is the tedious part. Let me see. So we're gonna so that's how I'm gonna do it. So now I need to move the phone out the way basically and get rid of these corners and then lift that up some more. So I'm gonna set the phone, oops. Okay, so I'm gonna set the phone to the side somewhere, just anywhere. So I was gonna lift this up some more and then try to get rid of those corners to see if that does the job. And it does not, so I gotta bring it down a little bit more. So you see how y'all can still see them corners? You just got to keep playing around with it. So that's my phone with the screen recording in there. And so last but not least, this flyer, it still looks a little boring to me. So I'm going to add like little small hearts all around the flyer. So I'm going to go back to elements and we're going to go to these hearts. And basically I'm just going to size the hearts like this big. Change the color to some light hearts, or yeah, to this light gray right here. Oops, y'all, what am I doing? That's why I said make sure it has a box over whatever you're trying to do, because you see how I just moved that. So just gonna move that right there, and we're gonna add some hearts. And for the sake of time, it's easier for me to just go ahead and add the hearts and then change the color at the end. So just gonna go ahead and add them first. So this is the flyer completed. And then of course, if you want to add some extra stuff into it, you can add some extra effects to this flyer by clicking on animate. And just, I can do stomp, I can do pop, I can fade it out, pan, and rise. And like I said, I have Canva Pro, so I have basically everything. Like when you don't have Canva Pro, you're limited to the animations that you can use, but I can basically use any animation I want to use. And so we're just gonna click, we're gonna click on this one. I think I used this one originally when I did the sale. And so this is a flyer. Then we're gonna play it. And this is the final product. So this is one of the Valentine's Day flyers that I did create for my business. Something easy and simple. A lot of the times you don't want to pay someone to make a flyer. I mean, you might feel like you need to, but I really feel like you guys should get into Canva. And also I got more into Canva because I pay $14 a month for Canva Pro. So it's like I'm constantly paying for this Canva Pro and I'm not using it. So this was like this is the third or fourth flyer that I have made using Canva, and I'm really loving it. At first, I didn't like Canva because I was using it on my phone, but when you use it on your actual desktop or your laptop, your computer, whatever, it opens it up and you have, so much more that you can do with it. So that is the end of this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. Comment down below also if you have any questions on Canva. I will answer them to the best of my ability. I'm still new to Canva, but I'm not that new. I've been using Canva for 6 months now. So I'm pretty sure I can answer anything that you throw at me. So comment any questions that you have below and make sure you're subscribed so that you won't miss my next video. And I'll see you guys later.